Good morning, everyone. I'm not quite sure why we can't see anything. Hold on. Let's just try and adjust it. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I trust you all well. I'll try and get a bit more light here so you can see what's going on. Okay. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. Right. Okay. So this morning we are dedicating our learning, memory of all those that have your side, as well as Leah Bas Bible and Ben Sion Ben Yitzchok. So I want to share two ideas. Today's a very special day. It's called Pesach Sheni. Pesach Sheni is, of course, the second opportunity to have the Paschal Lamb. In other words, it works like this. Imagine that somebody on Seder night was not able to be at the Seder. They couldn't celebrate. They couldn't have the Paschal Lamb in days of yore, and therefore they missed it through circumstances and events beyond their control, right? They were victims of circumstance. They were in prison. They were unwell, whatever it was. They had mitigating circumstances. So they never, ever celebrated Pesach, right? So what happened? A month later, the Jewish people were, of course, in the biblical times, they complained because they felt that they missed out and those that had missed out the opportunity to be able to perform the mitzvah of eating the Paschal Lamb. They missed out, and therefore they wanted to do so, and therefore the Almighty Hashem gave them a second opportunity. That is that's the Pesach Sheni, the second Pesach. Now you may think that seems rather abstract, rather remote, nothing to do with our lives currently. Well, you may recall that we had Eli Beer. Eli Beer is the head of United Hatzalah in Israel. We interviewed him just a couple of months ago, an incredible man who's achieved an extraordinary amount. And of course, he was in Miami fundraising, and he was stricken with COVID. Seriously, this is a year ago. They didn't know whether he was going to make it or not, and they sedated him a year ago and put him into a coma, and self-induced coma, and he was in this coma fighting COVID. He's not an old man. He was fighting COVID for over a month. And eventually, Baruch Hashem, thank God, he comes around, he's survived, he's able to get on a plane and to get back to Israel. And literally, it's like, the lights were switched off and now they've been switched on. And he comes back, is reunited with his family. The videos were being beamed around the world of him getting off the plane. And then he comes home and he realizes, oh my goodness, I missed this whole chunk of time in my family's life. I missed celebrating Pesach, my favorite Yom Tov. And then, of course, he realized that there's this second opportunity. There's Pesach Sheni. And therefore he invited his family around, and they had a lavish, beautiful second Pesach a month after us. And that was his opportunity to celebrate Pesach. And he shared with us, and I think it is such an important lesson, that one of the insights and life lessons that we learn from Pesach Sheni, from the second Pesach that is today, and that is that we are blessed. In life, we have second opportunities. We have second chances. If we didn't do something right yesterday, if we messed up in our relationships, if we messed up in transgressions that we did, in thoughts, in words, in deeds, you know what? It comes today. Today's a new day. Forget what happened yesterday. Move on, move forward. What an incredible insight. Grab the second chances, the second opportunities. That is what today is all about. I want to share with you one other idea. We know that we're in a period of Tzviras Omer. As you can see, we're rather unkempt, and that's because of the period of mourning. We've spoken about it already. But the Torah tells us in this week's Torah portion, Sheva Shabbatot Timimot Tiyena, you're meant to count 7 complete weeks. And we find a statement by our sages that when are these days whole? Amosai hein tmimus, when are these days considered complete? Bisman she'oisim ritzona shamakom, when Jews complete or comply with the wishes of the Almighty. Now, what does that mean? Surely the weeks are complete when you carry them out. When you have completed 7 weeks, what's that got to do with carrying out the will of the Almighty? And the answer is that we are obliged, there are 613 commandments that we are obliged to keep. But in addition to that, we are all expected to live as best we can up to a code of ethics, morals, values, right? And to have good character traits. That is not clearly defined in the Torah. There is no specific ban on anger. There is no specific ban when it comes to jealousy. There is no precise request to be humble or to be modest. All such qualities are vitally important, but they are not presented as formal mitzvot in the Torah. And therefore, when it comes to this period, the idea is that this period, in addition to the mitzvot, it is a period for us in the lead up to accepting the Torah at Shavuos, to be able to consider and to refine and to work on our character traits during this period. And therefore, it's interesting that during this period, we count days and we count weeks. But usually, if this is just a build-up to Shavuos, we would expect to count down, not to count up. Every day, right? We count 27, 28, 29, all the way up to 49 days, and then the 50th day is Shavuos. The question is, if I look forward to my birthday, if I look forward to a chasna, to a simcha, I count down, I don't count up. Why is it that we are counting up when it comes to Pesach? When it comes to the Sfiras Omer? And the answer is, when you count down to something in life, that's when the time period in between doesn't have any real significance or importance. It's just it means to an end. You can't wait to get to the big day. But this period, as we've already highlighted, has tremendous inherent value and importance. The way that we arrive at Shavuos, it doesn't happen by itself. It's by building day after day on what we have done, what we've accomplished the previous day. We've grown, we've developed ourselves, our midas, our character traits, the way we speak, the way we behave. And day after day, we are building ourselves up, increasing our levels of refinement and sensitivity and kedusha. And therefore, the whole idea is that we don't just arrive at Shavuos. We don't count down. That's when something's not important. The period in between is insignificant. Every day that we have is precious. And therefore, when we arrive at Shavuos, it's a tremendous accomplishment. We can look around and turn around and we can see where we came from. And we can recognize and take a sense of pride. We didn't just have Kabbalah Torah. We didn't just have the giving of the Torah, but we actually made the receiving of the Torah in a sense. We made it because we built it over the last 50 days. So it's a beautiful thought. And I think the idea that I take for myself, and I'm sure we all take with us, is, and it ties in with the first idea of Pesach Sheni. The idea that every day we should see as a unique present, a unique gift that we have. And therefore we have to unravel that day, that opportunity that we have every single day, and say to ourselves, what can I do with today? Don't allow ourselves to be dictated, to be shackled by what happened in the past, what happened yesterday. And therefore today we feel low, rubbish. We don't feel full of energy and beans. We feel that we're not going to be able to achieve because how can I? Look what I did yesterday. No, today is a new day, a clean slate. We can do anything and everything. It's a gift. Time is the greatest gift, and therefore we count it time and again to value it. You count what is precious. You count what is valuable to you. And there is nothing more precious, friends, than life itself. Okay, we're going to stop there. And we are going to say, if I can unravel and find Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He causes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even as I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You set a table before me in the presence of my adversaries. You anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. May only goodness and kindness pursue me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord for the length of days. Memorial prayer. Adon Olamim Zochoes Nishmois Leabas Bible Amis Bas Aryeh Paul Kazmeh Zipper Yirmiyahu Yechia ben Moshe Eliezer Shlomo Yechia ben Yeshua ben Moshe Eliezer ben Sion ben Yitzchak Aryeh ben Shimon Leabas Bible Abraham Mordechai ben Moshe Katna Shalchu Liolamam Began Eden Temenuchal Som Lachim Alarachamim Yasti Reim Besetakana Bolilamim ויצור זכייסן שסם עננה נחלסם וינוחו בשלום משגרם ונאמר אמן. Last for Shlema prayer. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב משה אהרון דוד שלמה יברך בפסח חיילים בעבור שלנו מתפללים בעבורם וישחזק הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא ירחם עליהם לחם לחוסם וישלח להם רפואה שלמה נשמעים לחורים בסוף שח ישראל רפואת הנפש רפואת הגוף השבוע גזמק רבנמה amen. Rafua Shlema to all those that are unwell, of course, in our people, but also around the world, in India in particular, so many people that are unwell with COVID. We wish everyone a full shalema, the Almighty should bring them a speedy and full recovery. In the meantime, we wish everyone a great day. Look forward to seeing you. We're 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, bright, full of beans, excited to learn, to grow, to develop, looking forward to the gift of another day of life. Oh, how blessed are we! And that's it for today, everyone. Commiserations to David and to all my fellow lancemen that are struggling after yesterday's disappointment. And please God, we'll put the champagne in the fridge and we'll come back to celebrate in a future occasion. It may take a while. Best wishes, everyone. Have a great day. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.